about Jonah. Good morning. This is Myra Elaine from the Buying Space channel. And TJ showed up. I gave TJ and Jennifer Hayes wrenches yesterday. And TJ was first. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so sorry. I was all night last night. I was reading and I was listening to videos about Jonah and the great fish, and I got carried away in my reading. This morning I got up, I had like a half an hour to have breakfast and coffee. I haven't really finished my coffee, although I sound like I have. And I got on and I started reading about Jonah, and I made a long video about Jonah. Are you back, TJ? Thank you. I got carried away with Bible reading. I don't know if you heard. And I lost track of time, but here I am, and it is QuesDay, and you could ask me whatever question you want on QuesDay. Now, last week, yeah, it's time for coffee for sure. It's morning. But the burning question last week was asked by Toochman, and he wanted to know if I liked pineapple on my pizza. And the answer is emphatically yes. But that's the biggest burning question I've been asked. Oh, wait a minute. I was asked another question that was tricky. Somebody asked me if I read the Quran or would read the Quran. And yes, I would. If I had a copy of a Quran that was in big enough print and in English, I wouldn't mind reading it or quoting from it. I don't know that I would do a series on it, of reading it. But I often talk about the similarities in the Jewish faith and the Islamic faith and the Christian faith and the differences. So, yes, I would read from the Quran. I'd be more than happy to do that. But somebody would need to send me one. I don't think it'd be fair to my family to spend money on such a text. And I try my best not to spend too much money on devotionals and that kind of thing. Recently, I received 2 of my aunt's Bibles. I went to her estate sales and they gave me 2 of her Bibles. And I received a book at an auction at a very discounted rate that was written by a Catholic priest about the walk of Jesus from the time that he was arrested until he was placed in the tomb, with wonderful illustrations. I considered doing a series on it, but anyway, I decided not to. I am going to touch on, I might do one reading about the walk and the stations of the walk. It would have to be very long, though, because there were lots of things that happened as Jesus was walking to the cross. So I put on some silver fingernail polish this morning. I'm going to cover it with the green. It's not St. Patrick's Day anymore, but I still have the green polish around, and why not use it? I've had this polish for a couple of years now. I bought this from Victoria, Adventures with Victoria, and she sells over-the-counter stuff. And interestingly enough, this fingernail polish I bought, now it's kind of funny. It's got Elmo on it. So this fingernail polish I bought one for a while. But anyway, one of them has a big bird on it. I don't know if I have one with Oscar the Grouch, but this one has Elmo on it, and it's the green, which you'd think Elmo would be on the red, but no. And so I had this polish. I bought it after I moved to this house, and I went to see my mother who had moved, and she had those 4 fingernail polishes, or 3, and they were mine. And I'm like, okay, what are the odds of it being, green and gold and silver and having Sesame Street characters on it? So anyway, she gave up all of her fingernail and finger polish stuff to me because, well, she doesn't do her nails anymore. And presently, she doesn't have anybody that can do her nails for her. When she had home health care aides at home, they did her nails. They put lotion on her. They made her up like a little doll. And she loved it. So this fingernail polish has gone back and forth between me and my mother. And I guess that's how things go between mothers and daughters. I gave her so much stuff that she gave to friends. They would descend upon this house after Christmas and after her birthday and after Mother's Day like it was Christmas for them. Because I buy so much online, and I gave a lot of it to my mom. But, I'm ready for the week for unboxings. I know I've aired unboxings, but those unboxings that air, they've been pre-recorded months ago. So actually, the last 5 days, it's been 5 days since I've done, literal unboxing. Of course, the unboxings I'm doing now are being scheduled for 2026. So, I've got a few unboxings ahead, and a lot of times unboxings will air, and I will not remember what I got. So people will make a comment about the contents of my box, and I'll have to go back and rewatch my own video because it's like, oh. And then I think, where did that thing go? People think that I actually have some of this stuff. A lot of it's been given away or donated already by the time it airs. So it kind of hurts me when somebody says, oh, I love the blah, 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 because, I think, I could send somebody some of these things, but by the time the unboxing airs, the item is spoken for or gone. So good morning, Rudy. So good to see you in here. Well, I guess it doesn't matter to add the 100. I don't actually sit around counting, but 100 would seem like it would be better than counting to 99. Why not add the 100? Year 455139. I don't know what you're getting at, Rudy Fern, but welcome in. Yes, I saw TJ there, Giggles FPV, did a video of an unboxing that I sent him, a gift, but I haven't seen, if you've done one in the last week, I haven't seen it. I know you told me you were going to do one, and I was like, yay. Yes, World War II. I thought that it ended in the United States, only stayed in from 41 to 44 or 45. But, the war was going on before we started. So I can believe that it started in 39 with the rest of the world. And then Pearl Harbor was December the 7th, 1941. And that's when we entered the war because Japan attacked us. I don't know at what point we exited and if parts of that war continued after that. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me that the war would have continued past 45. But I don't know. I'm going to have to look that up. But I don't believe the United States was in World War II in 1946. Well, in the 1950s, here in the United States, we were, having sock hops, and the draft was definitely not ongoing in 1951. Actually, the 1950s here in the United States were boom years. I meant you quote 1951. I don't know how you mean you just want me to say 1951? I'm really not understanding you, Ruby Fern, what your question is. Yeah, the Weird Al Yankovic has a song, Party Like It's 1799, because he's talking about the Amish paradise. But I think it's 1799 in that song. But people partied hard in 1999 because that was the year of Y2K, and the computers were set up with programming that did not change the first digit in the year. And they thought that the computers and all the mechanical stuff was just going to falter, and we were going to be kicked back to 1799 as far as our technology. I remember I had canned food stored up that year, and I had moved into a place that had a gas furnace and a gas stove. And I don't remember what I was going to do about electricity, but I had shelf-stable canned food. I don't remember how I was going to boil water. I guess, well, I would have boiled water on my stove. I don't know how I would have preserved food. But having shelf-stable canned food, I guess I was okay there. I wouldn't have had any, been able to have milk or dairy or meat that wasn't shelf-stable canned meat. But I had it planned out. I mean, I didn't know for sure that, that would happen, and it didn't. But your sister-in-law is from 1979. Was that when she was born or when she was in a prom? Oh, a cosmic connection. See, I'm just kind of, I'm a Christian. I believe in God. He has made the cosmos very wondrous. And there are things out there that I do not understand. Good morning, Bran. Yes, I'm silly. I tend to be silly. She was born in 1979. So what makes people born in 1979 connected to the cosmos any more or less than the rest of us? So I'm going to ask you some questions, Rudy Fern. Well, see, if I tell you how my life was in 1979, it'll tell you how old I was, from what activity I was doing, what phase of life I was in. Yeah, Rudy's silly too. A bunch of silly people in here this morning. Well, Bran, I don't know if you've been to my life. That doesn't mean I'll know the answer, because if you ask me how people born in 1979 have more of a cosmic connection than any of the rest of us, I do not know. I just don't know. Yeah, is in August. Okay. Well, see, I don't, when I was an atheist, I would follow the astrological signs. Now, I'm not saying that the planets have no effect on us. I would not say that at all. But I do know from studying astronomy and astrology in college that the astronomy, where the stars actually are, and where they were 2,000 years ago, is different. And that the stars where they were 2,000 years ago, the signs were like 2 signs off. Now, I forget whether that's forward or backwards. Like if, you know, so I don't know which direction, the stars shifted over this time, but there's stellar drift in the stars, and they change positions just like the planets change positions because they're all orbiting the sun like we are. Now, I've heard of Wormwood, which is a star or planet. It's a planet that's out there that has an orbit that comes through our solar system and that's disruptive. And every so often it will, destroy a planet. So it's, I've heard that theory. I think they have a star that is behaving like that. Actually, I have a friend, big pineapple, come to sit on a pineapple. Okay. Oh my goodness. When I was maybe your age, I was doing some things that caused me to have stream of consciousness or be in what they call alpha wave naturally. And I dated a guy whose IQ was 180, and he had classical lineage to Bach and Beethoven. And we would sit around party a lot. And, he was like, "You're amazing. You can just go into alpha wave anytime you want." Whether we were partying or not, I could get that stream of consciousness thing going. And maybe I felt like I was more connected to the cosmos because I was like, oh, I was a party girl. And now that I'm older, I just look back at it and have to laugh because, sitting here today, completely sober, not partying at all. I'm still having fun. I mean, I can still party without inebriation, but I'm not more or less connected to the cosmos now than I was then. Matter of fact, I feel like I'm connected to the cosmos more now because I have the Holy Spirit to guide me. So I'm a Christian. I believe in God, God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit. And I feel like when I do a Bible reading, God is leading me through the Holy Spirit. So I guess I feel like I'm more connected to the cosmos now than I was then. Although inebriation kind of helps you to get to that alpha wave, but it's not necessary. So you want me to just say the numbers 18 and 43. So what do those numbers mean to you? And also, Rudy, I want to know, is there a name for this philosophy other than astrology or numerology? And is this based on what? Like I read the Torah on Sunday evening. Right now I'm in Leviticus. And the Jewish people, most certainly, the rabbis and the students of Kalaba, they all have numbers for every letter, for every word. I read through Psalm chapter 119, and every stanza, which is every 8 verses of Psalm 119, has a Hebrew letter assigned to it. And every Hebrew letter, 435. Please tell me, I'm not going to quote it anymore. Yes, it does. It goes up to 150. So I want to know what kind of blessing you're giving me by asking me to say these numbers. Because whatever that number means to you is what you're imparting to me. So when I say 435 at your beckoning, what are you bringing to my house? You're praying, okay? Who do you pray to? You have someone you're talking to. Okay, so I don't know when I say that number that you just put in the chat who that represents. You're making videos about it. Okay. All right. Fair enough. But I'm not going to say any more numbers, Rudy, until I know exactly the source. Because I stopped when I was in my 20s, I read tarot cards. And later, I had bought my child some divinity cards because they wanted angel cards. And so I've had it suggested to me. I mean, tarot cards, for a while, I looked at it like, your TV. You could put it on a certain station or not. No, I don't want to count it anymore because I don't know where you're coming from. So, anyway, you could change the channel on your TV. So if you had cards that were of divinity, if you had angel cards, that would be, for a source from God instead of the devil, like the majority of the tarot cards use evil and demonic spirits. You would be using angels and the Holy Spirit. And it came to my attention that there are people out there that believe that the angels are demonic, and some of them are. They're the fallen angels. They were the angels that mated with women on earth, that created giants. I do not accept the Book of Enoch as scripture or Holy Spirit led, but I am kind of on the fence about whether it's literal or not. But there's archaeological evidence of giants, of tall human beings, like the people that were in ancient, Gaza, the Philistines. And I believe that David was, but that where the stars are in Leo in our night sky are different than it was when astrology was conceived. Whether that be 2,000 years, if it was 2,000 years ago, if it was conceived before that, then the sign of Leo is further adrift of when it originally was. So what has been written about astrology is inaccurate. If you believe the planets affect us, the moon is pretty consistent and has been, I'm not giving you my year of birth. You've been hinting at trying to give me your year of birth. Like you asked me where I was in a certain year. And if I'd have told you how my life was in that certain year and what activities I was doing, that would give you my age. And now you're asking for my month of birth. And that's private. Anyone that's known me on YouTube, has been friends with me on YouTube for years, would know. Anybody that's friends with me on Facebook would know when to say happy birthday to me. But I don't just freely give the year or month of my birth because there are people out there that can do other things with that information. And I'm not akin to divulging anything. I don't even want to say any more numbers right now, Rudy, because I don't know what your intent is. God bless you. I have a family member that has what was formerly known. I'm going to have some ginger. But I'll go by and check out your channel. I just need you to go, excuse me, watch a short or some other video and leave a comment. Oh, my voice is sounding like an echo. Well, it's spring. There's pollen out. And by the middle of April, I might sound like a frog because pollen is not good to me. So, yeah, I might sound like I have an echo. So, any other questions? Oh, you mean living my best life at a certain age? Yes, Echo. Yeah, I know Echo. And I also know Yoda. I know both of them. And I watched their videos when they were still together. Uh, and now occasionally I watch Echo, and occasionally I watch, I think his name's Dave or Yoda, but I'll go to his channel. He just recently did an unboxing for David Lynn, Prepper Principal. Good morning, Jessica. It is so good to see you. I have missed you. Thank you so much for sharing me. I would love to know what happened, but I'll stay out of it. And, if you ever want me to, like, be an advocate for you, I'd be more than willing to do that, to talk to anybody about anything for you. Okay? Just know that. Good morning, Angela. Are you having an auction tonight, Angela? It's QuesDay, and you can ask me a question, but I might ask questions back. Things have gotten cosmic here today. Oh, okay. Be Creative Crafts. What is their name? Thursday's kind of a busy day. Wednesday. Okay, that's right. Okay, you're going to be on Wednesday with Stephanie, Unimagic. Yeah, I hadn't looked at the auction schedule today. Usually on Tuesday, I'll swing by and I watch Scratch and Pete in Pennsylvania or PA. Good, good. Do you all have any guests on Wednesdays, or just you and your girlfriend? Oh, okay, buy it now. Yeah, I have a Bible reading that airs on Wednesday, so I'm kind of distracted and I hop in and out of places on Wednesday. But Wednesday and Sunday, I probably am less likely to go to auctions on those days. My big auction days that I like to go to auctions are Monday and Tuesday and Thursday, and then sometimes on Saturday. But, usually on Saturday, I'm doing family stuff. Yeah, I'm so glad to see Jessica back too. We've really missed you, Jessica, because you help so many people. When I was in college, I was a member of this group called the Elders, and we were like the fraternity. We were rebels. We were, I don't know. We weren't. We were kind of like, we weren't even like activists, and we never did anything. Well, one guy did some weird stuff. He drew some stuff on the sidewalk and flashed himself, but that was because of drugs, not because of our organization. But anyway, our club, or we couldn't even call ourselves a sorority because we were the anti-sorority or anti-fraternity. So, but anyway, our phrase was "Latinum," which means don't let the get you down. Oh, I'm so glad you're here, Giggles. Giggles went and got coffee for a moment. Giggles is doing unboxings, but he's mainly a drone channel, and he flies his drones around like a daredevil. But the other thing I do on Tuesday is I usually go watch Misty at Scooter Jones. She has a video out every week called 10 Things, and she has jewelry she shows, 10 pieces of jewelry, and she evaluates it. She also puts a price on it. But she has all these haul videos and, where she shows jewelry. And I've learned a lot from Skeeter, or Misty at Skeeter Jones. But those are the two things, like, those are on my mandatory list. My goodness, I need some water. I've been sitting here for an hour. I did a Bible reading before I came on. That's why I was late. So sorry. But Giggles was the only one here. Thank you so much, Giggles, for your loyalty, for coming in. I gave out 2 wrenches yesterday. And Giggles is the one that came back. So thank you so much. But I read today, and it'll air Sunday, about Jonah and the fish. And it was not a puffer fish, but it probably wasn't a whale either. So anyway, that'll be Sunday morning. I'll talk about Jonah. Surprised I don't have any of my angler friends in here this morning. I'm doing another collaboration with people from Cindy Loves Jewelry and Paper Crafts. I'm on the edge of the craft community. Cindy's actually more of a jewelry lady. Now, next Monday, she'll have a craft sale. And she does that the last Monday of the month. And those are the sales I like to catch. But this month we're doing, what are they? Mini Zanes or Mini Zines. And it's a way to create a small book. I don't know if I have a piece of paper. Oh, goodness. Do I have a piece of paper here anywhere? I usually, all the paper that comes with my packages, the people that sent invoices and stuff, I almost always put them in the recycle or shred almost immediately. What's this? Oh, this is the Avenue in the Rain bookmark. So this is from the White House. The Avenue in the Rain by Frederick Child Handsome is one of about 30 related patriotic paintings of flag-decorated streets produced by American Impressionists immediately following World War I. The scene is vibrant American flags hung along a rain-slicked Fifth Avenue that was painted in February of 2 years after World War I ended, and has often been chosen to hang in the Oval Office. So I don't know if it's hanging there now. But did I buy this for you, Angela, these bookmarks? I got 4 of these, and they're all different. I know it's hard to see in this light because it's QuesDay. Yeah, I thought I got these from you. I'm going to pass these along to some of my prepper friends that are patriotic. I'm patriotic to a point. I don't associate my government with my religion. I believe in separation, church and state. But and a lot of people do not honor the flag anymore, and I understand it. If their people have been discriminated against and that flag hasn't stood for what it should with them, I understand it. And I would, I have patriotic ancestors that fought patriotic and also believe in individual rights of people to not be patriotic. So enough said on that. I don't normally go into politics, but it seems anymore just ordinary things like showing the U.S. flag can be political. It's horrible anymore. And also, I can't go to a restaurant or a drive-through and order my favorite drink. And my favorite drink actually is not coffee. I know, shocker, shocker, shocker. My favorite drink is an Arnold Palmer, which how I like my Arnold Palmer is half sweet tea, half unsweet tea. But ever since 45 mentioned Arnold Palmer's, the actual golfer's size, I can't, as a you know decent woman, go into a restaurant and order an Arnold Palmer without people being like, yeah, we know what she likes. But oh my gosh, just what else is going to be ruined? This part of America. But anyway, I'm getting into dangerous territory. Does anybody have any questions? Because it's QuesDay. It's a day to ask questions. I want y'all to sit down this week and think of some questions to ask me. And if they're tricky, or if I don't want to answer them, I won't answer them. Somebody was in here asking me to say all kinds of different numbers and give clues to the year I was born and the age I am, and even my birthday. And I'm not going to answer those questions. So, if it ends up being like security information, no. What was my mother's maiden name? What was my childhood dog's name? Those types of questions. We all know that people are fishing for information with a PH, fishing, not like Santa Claus here, fishing for fish. It's okay to fish for fish, but don't fish for my private information, please. Whoops. I lost my cue. Okay, we got a question. Oh, that's a very good question. First of all, I'm from West Virginia. And second of all, I do not like country. So I don't like country. When I was in college, I listened to a lot of jazz and classical music. I liked new wave and Pink Floyd and Tears for Fears, B-52s, Talking Heads. That's what I loved. And I still love a lot of those. I like the Beatles, but it was kind of like I didn't really enjoy the Beatles until after I was through getting over new wave. Of course, I still listen to new wave and really like it. But lots of good 80s new wave, but not the pop culture type of stuff. I did listen to the Cars, that kind of thing. When I had typing class, we had these typewriters with big metal balls on it with the numbers, and the typewriters hummed. And I was sitting right next to a senator's son, actually, who was a musician. And we would sit there when they would play music over the intercom some days and sometimes. And when Pink Floyd, We Don't Need No Education, would come on, we would type with the rhythm of that song and make all the little typewriters click at the same time in rhythm. And we had a bass section too, believe it or not. So we had people doing things in rounds. It was like our typewriter orchestra, and it was really neat. But had a lot of fun with that guy in typing class. But our teacher, she hated it. She was like 40 years older than all of us, and she was near retirement. But, we would do that. But I dated a lot of musicians when I was in high school and college. And, I dated a guy here in Jackson back 10, 15, 20 years ago. I don't know if it's the same now. My brother used to work or volunteer as a sound person in a bar in San Francisco. And those musicians, and these cats were going to like Berkeley School of Music. They were like professors there. And, just total, there might be 100 years of experience in jazz and improv on the stage. And, they were working for the tip jar. So it's like one of those professions that doing it locally until, you get a big contract or this or that. And I don't even know if any of that's possible anymore now that AI is creating music and art. So I don't know how people are making their money in music now, unless they're a big name, and getting to that, being that big name is you know, you have to make a lot of sacrifice, and you have to take a lot of work a lot and not get paid a lot, and it's pretty sad. I have a cousin that graduated from Juilliard School of Music, and you know, he ended up working at a music store, you know, and doing other things. He did the piano bar gig, and he made pretty good money on tips. But he lives in Arizona, but he had to live. I think he was living in near Nashville in Tennessee for a while at a music store. But just college degree in the field, and just, you know, had problems supporting his family, but he did. He had a very supportive wife, and he ended up making it. His kids are grown now. So he did well for, you know, being a musician that wasn't nationally famous. And he made a career of it. Good morning, Roll Call Cabin. I was just talking about what kind of music I like. And let me get this name right. Jory Staying True Gaming. Oh, it's a gaming channel. Marty. Marty. Oh, I think Marty went back to sleep. I'm going to do an enveloping. Hand me that white bag on top of the milk.
White bag on top. Oh.
Yeah.
This.
Yep, that. Be very careful. It's got our home address on it.
Remind me what this is.
Oh, I'm not telling you. You get to watch with every video. We got a gaming channel in the chat. They're probably video gamers, but, you know, nonetheless.
So it's Magic the Gathering related.
Kind of, sort of, but not totally. Okay, our address is off.
Oh!
It's a dice bag. It's a halfling haversack.
It's not visible.
Oh, halfling haversack. I was reading it first. I was going to show it. I've done this before, you know.
Okay.
I always have problems getting these Ziploc bags open. Okay, Marty is not patient enough for me to. You know when you watch somebody else do something, you want to do it yourself? Okay. All right. Is there... Okay, let me show the bag again. Halfling haversack. So here we have halfling haversack, and it's embroidered on the bag. Isn't that cool?
Halfling haversack.
Yep. And here we have... Do you have any test tubes?
Yeah, I have plenty of test tubes.
Okay, go get me a test tube. So we ordered this, and these are dice sets for traditional D&D. They're the minis. They're the 8 millimeters. And they're all different colors. And we ordered these for the percentile. Here's a percentile. The thing is, you can order... Oh, good. Let's put... I'm going to put the D6 in the tube. Let's see if they fit. Yep. So we can separate these out because we're going to use them for the D10s and percentile. So all the other sets can be separated out. Different gamers. What was the gaming set that use different kind of dice? So this could be... There's still D6s though in here. So I'm going to put more D6s. And this way we'll be able to count how many sets there are. Okay. I know somebody comes in the room that's a gamer and things change. Let's see. But you don't have to sit and watch. I'll get these. This one doesn't want to. Oh, okay. I guess if they get turned the wrong way. What did you want to do, Marty?
I'm just a little mildly frustrated.
Okay, Marty wants at this. Okay, so but and I'm running thin on D6s. There might be more, but so far there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, there's 11 sets so far. Okay, Marty, what I'm going to do is put all this back in the bag. And I want you to get a test tube and get all the D10 and percentile out.
Okay.
I went to Amazon and you can order percentile dice, but the D10s don't come with it. So you have to be careful about matching colors. So I saw this haversack bag.
Yeah.
There's another D6. Let's take it out. So there's, maybe it's a dozen. Yeah, that teal one wants to get away. That teal one matches. It's not a D6.
That's a D12.
Okay. So, but in a standard D&D set, you have D4, D6, D8, D10, a percentile that goes with the D10, D12, and D20, right?
Yeah.
That's all of them, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm tempted to organize all this.
Yeah, you want to put them all in test tubes and make sure we got all of them. And,
yeah.
And then you'll take the 2 test tubes with the D10 and the percentile. And
well, actually, it would be 2 test tubes with D10, 2 with percentile, so it would be 4.
Okay, and put those 4 test tubes with your Magic the Gathering stuff.
Yeah.
And why do you use those 4 in Magic the Gathering?
Basically like counters.
Okay. All right.
So I would need one D10 and a D100 or a D percentile.
Okay.
I can count up to 99 on things.
Okay. Yeah, you can't count to 100 on the dice. So anyway, good morning, Misty. Sorry I missed you coming in. We were sorting dice. We're doing an enveloping from Amazon. Marty is playing Magic the Gathering now. And I had already told everybody on my radar today was watching your 10 Things videos and that you showed this wonderful, beautiful jewelry. I didn't mention that you do pottery this morning, but you do. And I love your excuse me. I come on late this morning because I was doing a Bible reading and a pre-recorded Bible reading about Jonah. So that is going to air on Sunday. And that was recorded right before I did this live. So maybe that'll add a little bit of familiarity and background. But it's QuesDay for anybody coming in. Yeah, I love your videos. On Tuesday, your video and Scratch and Pete in PA or Pennsylvania is on my radar for today. It's like those are the 2 things I make sure that I do. But QuesDay is question day. Since it's Tuesday, now it's QuesDay. I think I'm clever with the language sometimes. And anyway, how are you doing, Roll Call Cabin? Do you have a lot of cleanup? I don't know if any of you played Dungeons and Dragons on the computer or with pencil and paper at any time, but we did. I played when I was in college, and then later, after Marty was born, I played with a group here in Jacksonville, and actually I became known as the Dragon Lady, but it wasn't Jacksonville Dungeons and Dragons meetup group. And I had a lot of fun doing that. And Marty was brought up with me gaming. Your son plays with a group. Oh, cool. Do they use pencil and paper or laptops? Yeah, it's an interesting game. And when I was being brought up back in the day, people were saying it was evil and it was satanic and all this stuff. And, it's just like the TV. Actually, I knew a game store owner who was Christian, and he played a Christian campaign. So all the characters, there was only one deity in the game, and that was God. And so they fought for good and righteousness with their, characters, and they fought evil. Of course, there might have been other deities in the game. Maybe they fought the worshippers of Baal or something like that. I actually never did play in his campaign. Yeah. Paper. Oh, that's great. It teaches, oh my gosh, so much skills. My brother always says that I think so much more faster on my feet than he does. And I told him, I said, it's gaming because, you're you're just talking about how you're going to defend yourself, and you have to have that knowledge, and you have to know what you can pull from your resources, your equipment, or your skills while you're in those scenarios. And it very much teaches people how to think on their feet. It's kind of more so than, how they say that being a musician for children or studying music and playing music helps them make those connections in their brain. And a lot of that, like if you're a good pianist, I'm not a pianist, but I've, known many good pianists. When they sit down, they almost do it automatically. All those connections and all those association with all those notes have already been made in their mind. And some people play without any sheet music. And so when you're playing Dungeons and Dragons, or you're improving in any way, you're making those connections, but it's on more on a social level than a mechanical one. So that's kind of what, taught me how to think fast on my feet. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And people that play Dungeons and Dragons are very creative people, very unique people, very much individuals. I will say that. I'm having another ginger. I may cough a little, but this is helping my stomach. And I only do that when I sit at this table. It does have sugar in it, so I need to be careful. It's only 4 calories, though. There goes my throat. But my unboxing today is from another part 2 from Dawn Southern Vines. And I believe Dawn and Tooch Man isn't here. He's my backup. I think East Coast Resellers is going to be on today. I'm not sure, though. I didn't check before I came on. But they'll either be on Yarn Again or Dawn Southern Finds and have an auction today. And it'll either be 10:30 or 3. So go to their channels, set your reminder. I may even have my reminder set. I'm just, I do one things one day, and there's just so much going on that I have problems saying things for certainty the next day, which I should keep notes. Yesterday, Sunday night to Monday morning, when I was watching videos and doing things online and setting my thumbnails and all that, I took some notes. And that was very smart of me. I should do that every single solitary day. But I leave this live open for people to ask me questions. So I don't know where we connected, but I'll go watch your videos and see what I can find out about why you're asking me about all my numbers. But you all have a wonderful and blessed day.